One thing is certain. Many women don't dress well, and it's not because they lack clothes in their closet. Do you know what's really missing? A repertoire. Maybe you've heard this before, or perhaps it's news to you. But the truth is, your style directly reflects what you consume, watch, listen to, and experience. It's not just about picking an outfit. It's about understanding what each piece communicates, like a silent language. The women whose style you admire aren't remembered just for wearing expensive clothes. They have something much more powerful. A coherent, inspired image. And of course, there's a study behind it. It's no wonder you feel like something is missing in your everyday looks. The problem is, without a repertoire, you end up turning to the same choices and feeling unsatisfied. If you want to be an elegant woman, you need to learn to seek out quality references, understand what looks good on you and why. Without this, you'll keep getting lost in trends without knowing what truly works for your image. I'm Carol, I'm 38 years old, and I'm not rich, but I love luxury and good taste. I love to travel, but I want to do it with elegance. And listen, if you also want to travel with sophistication, check out my ebook, Be Elegant While Traveling: Global Etiquette for the Sophisticated Traveler. The link is in the first pinned comment. Did you know that 85% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed to the channel? If you want to elevate your elegance into something profitable, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and give me a like. That way, you'll be notified every time new content is posted, and you can follow all the tips that will make a difference in your day-to-day life. Have you ever stopped to think about how your visual memory affects your daily choices? It's impossible to try to be creative with your wardrobe if your mind is always fed the same stimuli. Just like we can't recount the story of a movie we've never seen, we can't innovate in style if we don't feed our brain with new references. And this goes beyond watching a fashion show or following an influencer on Instagram. You know that favorite series you love? The costumes tell a story, and often the visual impact is so subtle you don't even notice, but your brain absorbs it. Watching shows like Emily in Paris or Inventing Anna might be the reason you love a good designer coat or a vintage piece. Our style is built from everything we consume, from period films with sumptuous dresses to a casual photo of a celebrity you saw on Pinterest while searching for gray suit outfits. How many times have you looked for inspiration to create a look with that forgotten piece in your closet? You probably went straight to Pinterest for ideas. It's not about copying. It's about exposing yourself to new ideas, allowing your brain to make connections between what you see and what you can create. It's like an artist's color palette. The more shades you have, the easier it is to paint something unique. Without a repertoire, your palette becomes limited. Have you noticed how your circle of interest directly affects the way you dress? The human brain is like a filter. It absorbs what you consume and reflects that in your choices. If you enjoy watching political dramas or historical documentaries, for example, your mind may be more focused on those themes and less inclined to pay attention to fashion references. This doesn't mean you have to give up your interests, but it's important to balance your sources of inspiration. Take someone who loves art, for instance. This person may have never watched a fashion show, but their aesthetic sensitivity is shaped by paintings, architecture, or interior design. Suddenly, they put on a coat and make a color combination that looks like a Monet palette. Without realizing it, the aesthetic influences in their life have transferred into their wardrobe. Consider your own routine. Who do you follow on social media? Do they truly inspire you to be more elegant, or are they just filling up your feed? If you're not surrounded by content that stimulates your sense of style, don't expect your brain to magically come up with creative ideas when it's time to get dressed. The secret is to expose your mind to more visual references that align with who you want to become. It's not about abandoning your interests. It's about creating a kind of cultural fusion that impacts your style. Just as an architect can be influenced by fashion, you can be influenced by something that at first glance doesn't seem directly related to your wardrobe. With the unlimited access to information we have today, finding inspiration for how to dress seems easy, but in reality, this excess can be a silent enemy. There's no point in following 300 profiles on Instagram and scrolling through the feed aimlessly. What are you really absorbing? Maybe much less than you think. The key here is curation, making a careful selection of who you follow, what you read, and even the platforms from which you consume fashion information. If you follow style influencers, start paying closer attention. What kinds of combinations do they make? What items do you already own that resemble what they show? And more importantly, do you truly identify with their style, or are you just being swayed by their popularity? It's crucial to focus your attention. This can be as simple simple as unfollowing profiles that don't add value to you. This frees up mental and visual space for those who genuinely inspire you. And now think about how you can use quiet moments, like when you're enjoying a glass of wine or relaxing at home, to thoughtfully and strategically build a repertoire of looks. Why not use Pinterest to find creative ways to style that basic item sitting unused in your closet? Something as simple as a tailored black vest or a white shirt can turn into a more refined staple when you have the right references. Instead of drowning in an overload of content, the idea is to make your search a focused and enjoyable experience, transforming it into something enriching, like gathering inspiration for a personal project. Dressing up is a form of personal expression, but we often let it fall into the monotony of daily life. Routine, work, and even family demands can drain our creativity. The result? A full closet, but an uninspired mind. Have you ever found yourself staring at your wardrobe and thinking, I have nothing to wear? It's not about lacking clothes, but lacking creative inspiration. The creativity we use at work, to solve problems, or in our relationships also needs to be channeled into how we dress. The difference is, we often don't give it the attention it deserves. We dress on autopilot, and over time, this attitude can affect our self-esteem. Dressing should be a ritual, a moment of connection with what you want to express that day. Want a tip? Start thinking of dressing as both an intuitive and rational act. It's rational when you create smart combinations with what you already own, and intuitive when you let your references and mood guide your choices. This helps avoid that frustrating feeling when facing your wardrobe. It's not about having more clothes, but about knowing how to use what's already at your disposal with fresh eyes. Connect with people who inspire you, explore new combinations, and make dressing up something you do for yourself, not just out of convention. A well-built repertoire, whether of images, inspirations, or experiences, is worth much more than a wardrobe full of clothes you don't know how to use. Now that you understand the importance of a repertoire for your style, how is your wardrobe looking? Does it reflect everything you truly want to express? Or is it still filled with items that say nothing about who you are? Have you noticed how seeking references and studying what communicates elegance can change the way you dress day to day? Creating a cohesive style requires practice and quality inspiration. What are you consuming? Are you surrounded by good references? Or do you still need to filter out some of the content? If you found this video helpful, you'll definitely want to watch the next one, where I talk about timeless must-haves, 7 fashion items you need to own. After all, what good is a solid repertoire if the pieces you own aren't versatile and timeless? Discover which items are true investments to keep your style always up to date. Before you head to the next video, let me know in the comments. Having a repertoire is having style. I want to hear what you thought of this content. And if you want to be that elegant and sophisticated traveler, don't forget to check out my ebook, Be Elegant When You Travel: Global Etiquette for the Sophisticated Traveler. The link is in the first pinned comment. If you want to achieve more success and turn your elegance into something profitable, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and give me a like. That way, you'll be notified every time new content is posted, and you can follow all the tips that will make a difference in your day-to-day life. Let's continue this style journey together, because in the end, elegance isn't just about fashion, it's an investment in yourself. See you in the next video.